Dan Seifert with MobileBurn.com, and in my hands here is the Samsung Galaxy S2 Skyrocket for AT&T. The Skyrocket is the fifth Galaxy S2 that we've reviewed here at MobileBurn.com, and it is the first one that includes an LTE radio. Otherwise, it's very similar to other Galaxy S2 variants, such as the one for T-Mobile, and it's also very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch for Sprint. The hardware should be very familiar looking if you've seen any one of our other videos, but we'll start off with a quick tour. For starters, we've got a 4.5-inch Super AMOLED Plus screen, so it's a little bit larger than the one found on the Galaxy S2 non-LTE version for AT&T, which is 4.27 inches. It's WVGA resolution, so it's 480 by 800 pixels. It still carries over the same qualities of the Super AMOLED Plus displays, so it's very bright, has great color reproduction, and has great viewing angles as well. Below the screen are 4 capacitive buttons for menu, home, back, and search. Up above the screen is a front-facing camera, some light sensors, an earpiece, and of course a silk-screened AT&T logo. If we take a look at the side of the phone, we've got a basic volume rocker on the left-hand side. The Skyrocket is just about 9 millimeters thick or so it's a little bit thicker than the non-LTE version of the Galaxy S2 that AT&T released a couple months ago, but it's similar in size to the Galaxy S2 for T-Mobile and the Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch for Sprint. At the bottom, we've got a micro USB charging port and a microphone right next to that. The other side of the device is pretty sparse as well, as it features only the power sleep unlock key that Samsung usually puts on the side of their phones as opposed to the top. The top of the device is housing home to a 3.5mm headphone jack and a noise-canceling microphone next to that. Now the back of the Skyrocket is a little bit different than the non-LTE version of the Galaxy S2. Instead of featuring a textured back cover, it's smooth. However, it does have a little bit of texturing and pattern to it, similar to like a brushed aluminum look. It is very prone to catching fingerprints and finger grease though. Inset into the back is an 8-megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash and can also record 1080p video. This is the same camera that we've seen on every other Galaxy S2 model so far. Down at the bottom is a loudspeaker on the right-hand side. If we pop open the back cover, we can see the 1850 milliamp hour battery that does have a near-field communications built into it, much like the one found on the non-LTE version and also T-Mobile's model. There's a micro SD slot right there. Does not come with any micro SD card out of the box. However, it does have 16 gigabytes of internal storage, with roughly 13 gigabytes available to the user. There is a SIM card slot there, of course, and it's compatible with AT&T's new LTE network, so it has an LTE-capable SIM card in there as well. When not on LTE, the Galaxy S2 Skyrocket will use AT&T's HSPA Plus network. The Galaxy S2 feels very similar to the other Galaxy S2 models when you're held into your hand, meaning it's primarily plasticky feeling. It doesn't have the high quality feel that an iPhone 4S or some of the other phones that use more metal components in their construction have. It is pretty light, however, clocking it at only 133 grams. The Galaxy S2 Skyrocket is powered by a 1.5 GHz dual-core Qualcomm processor instead of the 1.2 GHz Samsung Exynos unit that is found in the other model for AT&T. Performance is just about the same though. We didn't really notice any particular difference in this version of the Galaxy S2 over the other models. The T-Mobile edition also sports the 1.5 GHz Qualcomm processor. As far as software goes, we're looking at Android 2.3.5 Gingerbread, and on top of that is Samsung's TouchWiz 4.0 interface that offers a number of enhancements like new home screens management here, as well as new widget management. Overall performance is very fast on the phone, whether you're looking at the home screens or the app tray. Lists scroll very quickly without any lag. And if you notice down there at the bottom of the list now glows as opposed to a bounce, which was found on the other version. The software pre-installed on the Galaxy S2 Skyrocket is virtually identical to the Galaxy S2 that AT&T released a couple of months ago. The only major difference is that it now includes the Mog Music Radio, which is a streaming music service, out of the box. Otherwise, we have the exact same email client, which offers multiple account support, as well as dual pane view. It supports formatted text, as you can see, and is very fast and smooth. Samsung and AT&T have also included the Keys Air application, which lets you manage content on the phone over a Wi-Fi network from your computer's web browser. You can manage messages as well as media content from the Keys Air app. As with the other Galaxy S2 models, the web browser on the Skyrocket is very fast, and it offers a number of unique advantages that Samsung has built into the Galaxy S2 series. As you can see, it loaded the mobile version of our website very quickly. It also loads the desktop version very quickly as well, despite it having embedded video and ads. The unique things like tilting to zoom in are available on the Skyrocket, so you can put 2 fingers down and tilt in and out to zoom in and out on text. Of course, the traditional pinch to zoom works as well, as does double tap to zoom. The browser works in both portrait and landscape orientations. And you can see embedded flash videos directly in the browser as well. Zooming all the way out will bring you back to a multiple window management mode. You can then access multiple windows quickly and easily. Galaxy S2 Skyrocket has the same 8-megapixel camera that we've seen on every other Galaxy S2 phone. And like the others, it does not have a dedicated camera key. It features touch to focus. Focus is very fast and responsive, as you can see. As is snapping pictures are very quick and responsive. You can review your photos immediately after taking them, and you can pinch to zoom for more detail. The Galaxy S2 also has a front-facing camera which can be used for video calls. And there is also a camcorder that records 1080p video. You cannot zoom while recording video, however, it will continuously autofocus. Samsung gives you the ability to adjust the shortcuts that are available to the camera while you're shooting still photos. So you can adjust things like ISO or your scene mode very quickly and easily. Also included with the Galaxy S2 Skyrocket is Samsung's own photo and video editing applications that allow you to make simple tweaks and adjustments to your captured videos and still photos. That is our review of the Samsung Galaxy S2 Skyrocket for AT&T. The Skyrocket is a very familiar phone at this point, as it is the same as most other Galaxy S2 models on the market, with the only glaring exception being the new LTE support for AT&T's just beginning LTE network. The LTE network is available in about 9 markets across the country right now. However, AT&T plans to have it available in about 15 before the end of the year, with more coming in 2012. As far as build quality goes and features, they are very similar to other Samsung Galaxy S2 phones, especially the T-Mobile version. Features the same 4.52-inch WVGA Super AMOLED Plus display, similar body design, and same 8-megapixel camera with autofocus flash and 1080p video. Samsung swapped the 1.2 GHz Exynos processor for a dual-core 1.5 GHz Qualcomm processor in the Skyrocket. However, performance is not dramatically different between the Skyrocket and the other Galaxy S2 model for AT&T. You can purchase the Galaxy S2 Skyrocket from AT&T now for about $149.99 on contract. This is Dan Seifert from MobileBurn.com.